Black just played King d4. Pause the video to spot White's next move. King b4. King d5. King b5. King e4. King c5. King f4. King d6. White's idea is to play King e6. Pawn h5. Pawn takes h5 and gain a significant edge. King g3 was chosen by Black. King e6. King takes h3. King takes f6. King takes g4. King e5. King f3. Pawn f6. King e2. Pawn f7. White is preparing to play pawn promotes to queen at f8 and dominate the board. Pawn g4 was chosen by Black. Pawn promotes to queen at f8. White's idea is to play King f4. King d3. Queen a3 check and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn g3. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played King e5. Pause the video to analyze White's next move. Pawn h4. King e6. King f4. King f7. King f5. White might go for Pawn h5. King e7. King g6. Pawn a5. Pawn takes a5 and establish a winning position. King e7 move preferred by Black. King g6. White is planning to play Pawn h5. King e6. King takes h6 and dominate the board. King e8 move preferred by Black. King takes f6. King d8. King f7. King c8. Pawn g5. King b7. Pawn g6. King c7. Pawn g7. King b7. Pawn promotes to queen at g8. White is planning to play Queen d8. Pawn d4. Queen b6 check. King c8. Queen takes c6 check and seize the initiative. On d4. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White played King f3. Pause the video and try to predict Black's next move. King f5. King e2. King e4. Pawn f3 check. King d4. Black is planning to play King c3. King f1. King takes b4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f2 move preferred by White. King d3. Black is preparing to play King d2. King f1. King e3. King e1. King takes f3. King d2. King g2 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f1 played by White. King e3. Black might go for King takes f3 and dominate the board. King g2 was chosen by White. King e2. Black is looking to play King e3. King g1. King takes f3 and establish a winning position. King g1 played by White. King takes f3. King h2. King e2. Pawn b5. Pawn f3. King g3. Pawn f2. Black is planning to play pawn promotes to queen at f1 and dominate the board. King g4 was chosen by White. Pawn promotes to queen at f1. Pawn takes a6. White is struggling to keep up. Let's go to the next game. Black played King g7. Pause the video and try to find White's next move. King g5. King f7. King h6. King f6. Pawn f4. King f7. King h7. King f6. King g8. White is preparing to play King f8. King e6. King g7. King e7. King takes g6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e6 was chosen by black. King g7. White considers playing king takes g6 and establish a winning position. On g5 move preferred by black. On takes g5. King e5. King h6. King e4. On g6. King e3. On g7. King e4. King takes h5. King d4. Black's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King d3. Pause the video to figure out black's next move. King f3. King d2. King f2. King c1. King e2. Black is aiming to play King d3. King b2. King d2. On a4. On takes a4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King c2 played by white. King e3. Black is setting up to play King e2. King b1. King d3. King b2. King d2. King b1. King takes c3 and secure a stronghold in the game. On a3 played by white. On a6. Black intends to play King e2. King b3. King d3. On a4. On takes a4 check. King takes a4. King takes c3 and dominate the board. King b3 was chosen by white. King d3. Black's idea is to play King d2. King b2. King d3. King b3. King e2. King c2. King e3 and take decisive advantage. On a4 played by white. On takes a4 check. King takes a4. King takes c3. King a5. King takes d4. King takes a6. King c4. King b6. King takes b4. King takes c6. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Bishop e4. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. Bishop takes e4 check. King takes e4. King e6. King e3. King d5. King d3. On e4 check. King e3. King e5. King e2. King d4. King d2. On e3 check. King e2. King e4. King e1. King f3. Black is setting up to play on e2. King d2. King f2. King d3. On promotes to queen at e1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f1 move preferred by white. King takes g3. King e2. King f4. Black is looking to play King e4. King e1. King f3. King f1. King takes g4. King e2. King f4 and dominate the board. King e1 was chosen by white. King takes g4. King e2. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black played King e5. Pause the video to find out white's response. King f3. King d6. King f4. King e7. On e5. King d7. On takes f6. King e8. King e4. King f7. King d5. King takes f6. King c6. White is looking to play on takes a5. On takes a5. King takes b5 and dominate the board. King takes f5 was chosen by black. King takes b5. On takes b4. On takes b4. King e4. King takes c4. King e3. King b5. King e4. King takes b6. King d5. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White just played. On h3, pause the video and try to predict black's next move. On h4, King e4. White might go for King f5, King c5, King takes g5, King takes b5, King takes h4, and take decisive advantage. King c5 move preferred by black. King f5, King takes b5, King takes g5, King c5, King takes h4. On b5, on g4, on b4. Black's idea is to play. On b3, King g5. On b2, on h4. On promotes to queen at b1 and take decisive advantage. On g5 played by white. King d6. Black is aiming to play. On b3. On g6. King e6. On g7. King f7. King g5. King takes g7 and increase their advantage significantly. On g6 was chosen by white. White is setting up to play. On g7. King c6. On promotes to queen at g8 and increase their advantage significantly. King e7 was chosen by black. Black intends to play. King f6. On g7. King takes g7 and secure a stronghold in the game. King g5 played by white. King f8. King f4. On b3. Black is setting up to play. King g7. King g5. On b2. On h4. On promotes to queen at b1 and take decisive advantage. On h4 was chosen by white. On b2. On h5. On promotes to queen at b1. Black is looking to play. Queen g1. King e4. Queen g5 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f3. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. White just played. On a4, pause the video to figure out black's next move. On the 5, King e2, King f4. Black intends to play. King g3. On c4. On takes c3 and seize the initiative. King f2 was chosen by white. On g5. King g2. King e3. Black intends to play. King e2. King h2. King d1. King g2. King takes c2 and secure a stronghold in the game. King f1 was chosen by white. King d2. King f2. King takes c2. King e2. King c3. Black is setting up to play. King c2. King f2. King takes d3 and increase their advantage significantly. King f2 played by white. King takes d3. King f3. King c2. King e4. On d3. Black intends to play. On d2. King f5. On promotes to queen at d1 and seize the initiative. King f5 played by white. On d2. Black is planning to play. King takes b3. King takes g5. On promotes to queen at d1. King g6. Queen d6 check and establish a winning position. King takes g5 move preferred by white. King takes b3. King f6. On promotes to queen at d1. On g5 black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. On h4 pause the video and try to predict white's next move. Black's idea is to play pawn takes g3 and seize the initiative. Pawn takes h4 played by white. Pawn takes h4. King d4. Pawn f4. King e4. White is looking to play. King takes f4. King takes d5. King g4. King e4. King takes h4 and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn f3 move preferred by black. Black is looking to play pawn takes g2 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King takes f3 was chosen by white. King takes d5. King g4. King e5. King takes h4. King e6. Pawn g4. King d6. Pawn g5. King c5. Pawn g6. King b4. King g3. King takes a4. King f4. White might go for King e4. King b4. King d3. Pawn a4. Pawn g7. Pawn a3. Pawn promotes to queen at g8 and increase their advantage significantly. King b5 was chosen by black. King e3. Pawn a4. King d2. White is setting up to play. Pawn g7. King c4. Pawn promotes to queen at g8 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn a3 played by black. King c3. White wants to play. Pawn g7. Pawn a2. King b2. Pawn promotes to queen at a 1 check. King takes a 1 and take decisive advantage. Pawn a2 played by black. King b2. Pawn promotes to queen at a 1 check. King takes a 1. King c6. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game.